Welcome back, everyone. When we left off last time, Crumb and I had just hit level 46 down in the hole. I've been rolling a Paladin Monk Rogue, and the Ogre is rolling a Warrior Cleric Bard. We're shifting locations for our final push to 50 and heading somewhere that is about as welcoming as its name suggests, the Plane of Hate. Now this zone is designed to make you feel threatened almost immediately. As we move through the lower level, you'll notice that the zone is laid out as a strange collection of streets and buildings. There are creatures roaming, and every building can contain something that wants us dead. Some of the creatures you'll encounter include revenants, ghasts, liches, golems, banshees, mummies, gargoyles, and of course, haunted chests. It's important to have an idea of which types of creatures you are after because each mob drops a different type of loot. For example, int-based casters, rogues, and warriors would be looking for golems for their class armor helms, while wisdom casters, zerkers, or monks would be looking for clerics of Inaruk for their class-based helms. While some of the class-specific armor offers nice stats and a unique style, there's also two sets of armor that you can farm here that have more class flexibility, the Midnight Clad armor and the Lustrous Russet armor, which is what we're after. Since this was our first run through Hate, we were pretty much killing anything and everything for XP and to start building up our loot collection. Now if you're after the Lustrous Russet gear, then you're going to want to track down the haunted chests. There are 9 of them that spawn in fixed locations, so you can make a farming circuit and loop around the zone. If you're mainly interested in farming haunted chests, you can make it from building to building fairly easy as long as you avoid the undead on the streets. One thing we learned quickly in this zone is to get yourself inside of one of the buildings for battle. Fighting on the streets can lead to several unwanted adds from mobs that roam the zone. Now, the Plane of Hate is not a zone that's been updated yet in EverQuest Legends, aside from raid bosses being moved into an instance version of the zone. That being said, chests still have a longer respawn timer. It's possible to hit all of the chests en route and not have the first one respawn yet. If that's the case, you can try switching difficulties of the zone or rolling into a new zone or group instance. One thing I noticed while we cleared was that we had a lot of chests with no armor drops at all while Crumb and I were grouped. When running zones solo at a later time, we both had much higher drop rates on loot from all of the mobs. I'm not certain if it's possible for these open overworld zones to be set to yield less drops, or if we just had a really bad time with our RNG while we were there, but that's what it felt like compared to running solo private instances later. And eventually, on our quest for loot and XP, we dinged level 47. Even though the 2 main raid bosses, the Maestro and Inaruk, were moved to a raid-only instance of version of the zone, you can still find the 10 mini-bosses throughout the Overland or personal instances. So we kept farming mobs and started taking down some of those along the way. The Master of Spite dropped some rune-etched shaman gear and an Eye of Inaruk. The Mistress of Scorn dropped the Bard chest and legs. And Coercer Tavala gifted us some more enchanter gear. And with a lot more farming, we dinged level 48. Leveling in your upper 40s certainly takes a while in comparison to the 20s or even 30s. But when I think about how long it used to take to level in early EQ, this doesn't seem bad at all. Additionally, it's the first trio to 50 that seems to take longer. With more AA and stronger gear under your belt, bringing up an alternate class in your character build isn't bad at all. So we continue to push through the zone. Even though we took down numerous haunted chests, my luck on loot was spotty at best. We each had a few of the pieces we were after, although I was still missing a matching chest piece, and the ogre was running around without any pants on. And when you're tired after a long evening of grinding, it's easy to make mistakes, like standing in the middle of the mob highway and pulling way too much. So, we died. But we were so close to 49 that we got back up and made sure that we hit that level. We actually called it there for the night, but decided to head back into Hate the next evening, determined to hit level 50. We also decided it was a good time to take on a group raid version of the zone, starting with a difficulty 0. So we went ahead and loaded it up and headed on in. The first named up was Coercer Tavala. While the solo version of her isn't too bad, this group raid version is tedious. With the updates to group raid mob hit points, it'll be interesting to see if she's easier to handle now. She dropped more enchanter gear. Next up on our list was the Ashenbone Broodmaster. They dropped the Necromancer's Encyclopedia Necrothurgia, which has a nice pet focus. Somehow, I missed filming Grandmaster Ratal, but he ended up dropping some warrior armor. The Maestro is one of the main raid bosses here, and we took him down next. I picked up a Bard's 6-note blade, and Crumb got his 7-stringed lute. With only 2 targets left, we moved on to the Lord of Ire. He didn't drop anything. He seems to be dropping loot okay in the solo versions, so maybe this was a group raid bug. And finally, we made it to the main raid target, Interrupt. He's a wizard, and the D0 version of him is fairly easy. Once he's out of mana, he's going down. I ended up picking up a new ring and various other goodies. Having completed the raid instance, we headed back into a D1 version of the zone to finish off leveling. And then, we dinged level 50. When you hit level 50 on your first trio, a reward box will pop up to select a reward. Reached level 50 is the only choice for reward, but it includes 2 things. The first is a primary class unlock token to unlock a second main class, and the second part of the reward is the AA Full Potential, which unlocks an extra 25 spaces in your Dragon's Hoard, 5 activated item slots, 25 equipment storage slots, and 25 exaltation storage slots. It looks like you have to choose between the token or the storage, but you actually get both. It's important to note that your increased storage inventory won't reflect until you zone or relog. So we changed instances and our lists were updated. We ended up staying in Hate even longer because I still hadn't picked up my matching chess piece. While farming, you can still earn XP through level 50 to bank it towards the next level as well. We also hit our max skill level achievements for each of our classes. Okay, so we stayed in Hate longer than I wanted to for that session, but here's a rundown on my main loot takeaways from that zone. I have the Lustrous Russet Boots at rank 4. The focus effect I've just temporarily moved over from the Golden Ifriti boots. My Lustrous Russet Greaves are at rank 5. And yes, I finally looted the Lustrous Russet Breastplate. It's currently at a rank 6. Yes, I used moats. I know, not the best use of moats, but this makes me very happy. I'm currently opting to wear the Rogue's Woven Shadow Bracer at rank 5 and the Monk's Shiver Hide wristbands at rank 3 instead of the russet ones because I like the stats better. But I do have a pair of russet ones to wear when I roll the Rogue out of my trio build. My lustrous russet gauntlets are at rank 4, and my lustrous russet vambracers are also at rank 4. Now, for the head, I did pick up the lustrous helm, but I'm not wearing it. I don't need int, charisma, or any more AC, so I'm keeping my sharpshooter's bandana for strength and dexterity for now. And finally, I did also pick up an engineer's ring from Inneruk. The stats on this one will upgrade nicely. So that's a wrap on our duo trio roll from level 1 through 50. But the journey has really only just begun. Until next time, thanks for watching.